Today, I'm going to show you how to winterize that worm bin. We got severe weather coming. Arctic freeze is what they're saying on the TV. Actually, predicting snow in Baton Rouge Monday, possibly. Now, number one, if you're off the ground, especially outside, put a skirt around it, all the way to the ground. That'll stop draft wind blowing underneath your bin. That's number one. Now I'm gonna set up on the tripod and try to finish this. I'm gonna do my best. Like I said, it's severe weather coming. And if your worm bin's outside, you're gonna have a massive problem. Now, common sense gets in here. The first thing you want to do now, before the weather hits, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in advance if possible, your worm bin is like a big heat sink. This massive amount of dirt would hold a lot of heat and hold it longer than the ambient temperature around the bin. If the bin is protected, like I just said, with skirts on the bottom, if it's elevated. Now, what you do is 2 or 3 days in advance, if possible, you start heating the bed up slow. You want to raise the temperature of this bed to even 60, 70 degrees, 75 maybe. I wouldn't get too much over that. Then you come in here. Now, once you do that, the problem is keeping it cool, hot during the freeze. And there's numerous ways you can do that. Number one, here we go. If you elevate it, you can go underneath with a drop light. A big, not an LED, but a big heat lamp bulb. All right, that heat will come up under the bottom. And since your bin hopefully has already been heated up, it'll last 2 or 3, 4 days, even in severe weather. All right, now, if you can't get it, if it's not off the ground, the best thing to do is like I got here, get some kind of frame around it. I'm talking about outside now. I'm in a building, so I'm pretty safe. Build your frame around it of some kind, hang a tarp, and put a drop light. You got to get heat to that bin. And if you don't have any way to get a drop light out there, get you a metal 5-gallon bucket. And here again, friend, I said metal, not plastic. Get you a big candle, put it inside that 5-gallon bucket, and get the heat somewhere into this bin, underneath it, above it, however you got to do it. That will keep it overnight. Other than that, if you don't have tarps, you don't have a drop light, hay, leaves, if it's on the ground, just pile stuff against it on the outside. Anything to bulk it out. And then cover it with insulation. Leave enough room for air to flow, a little bit of air for them to breathe. And hope you can make it. Now, like I said, the main thing is don't wait till the day of the freeze and your worm bin's already froze or getting close to it, because then you won't have a chance. Get out there preemptive, get ready, get it set up. Now, I've been asked, one of the questions I've been asked is how cold can these worms go? Well, let's put it like this. They can get down below 50, red wigglers I'm talking about. They can get down below 50 and survive pretty good. I wouldn't get too much lower than 50, 45, maybe 40 at the absolute outside. That's for the worms. Now your cocoons, they've been known to take solid freeze. Not long. I mean, not for days, but they have been known to freeze and come back. So Basically, if you got the worms in the bin, do your best to keep it up around 50 degrees. If you got cocoons in there, the cocoons will survive 50, 40, even down to 35 for a while. Now, what you need to do, once you get all that taken care of, to the best of your ability, you need to come in here and feed these worms. Feed them something that's quick turnover, not like your leaves and your coffee filters. That's long-term food. Take a baked sweet potato, a baked Irish potato. Uh, I know what I feed mine when it's getting really cold. Well, mine's already been fed. I'm not worried about that. I've been known to buy whole grain rice. Uh, Not whole grain, brown rice, not the white rice. I take it and boil it. I cook it. I boil it way soft. I don't even want it firm. I want it soft and mushy. Then I put it in the bin, like in one strip. One spot. The worms are constant. Just get into that rice, and they'll go crazy, and they'll stay right there. That gives all the way around the outside the bin, and the thickness of the bin is a heat sink to keep them warm. Now, if they are around the outside edges, there's a chance they might not make it if it gets real cold. But if you can get them to congregate in the center of that bin on that food and keep any kind of heat on them, or keep the cold wind off of them, you'll have a pretty good chance of your worms surviving the winter. Uh, Other than that, people, work with what you got. If you can get them into your garage or a shed or on the south side of your house, get the wind away from them and let the sun get on them early in the morning, whatever you can do. With that hard freeze we got coming, I would suggest you do something if you intend to keep on raising worms. If possible, keep your thermostat somewhere near your worm bin. That'll give you a pretty good idea of what the ambient temperature is. It won't tell you what the worm bin temperature is, but you can always put a thermometer there too.